Force bombers and followed by F-35 fighter jets that ripped through the South China Sea. The flight was soon followed by joint military exercises in which a B-52 bomber joined a Japanese fighter jet in the East China Sea and the Sea of Japan. China called the flight provocative, warning the U.S. that it would take necessary steps to defend China's national interests. A few days later, the Chinese military conducted live shooting exercises in the South China Sea. On Sunday, Ali Ark Burke's guided missile-guided destroyers carried out free navigation operations near the Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. During routine operations, the Chinese Luoyang-2 Class 5 Type 5 Luoyang-2 guided missile facing the U.S. Navy warship. Chinese ships, according to the Pacific Fleet, engage in increasingly aggressive behavior. Chinese ships nearly collided with U.S. destroyers during the exchange, which he described as unsafe and unprofessional. This incident occurred amid another setback in U.S.-China bilateral relations, particularly issues relating to sanctions, trade, and Taiwan.
Joel 3, 9 and 10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. 10. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Now, you see this tension going on with China and America, and it's getting to the point where they getting ready to prepare war. And when you go to Ezekiel 25 verse 8, it talks about Moab and these Edomites. It said, thus says the Lord God, because that Moab and Seir do say, behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. So Moab and Judah always had a connection, even in ancient time. But now they're starting to go at each other's neck. And that's going along with the prophecy where it says, let the weak say I am strong. Like in 2Chronicles 20 verse 22 and 23, Moab always had a connection with Mount Seir, the land of the Edomites. It says in 22, it says, and when they began to sing and praise, speaking of the tribe of Judah, the Lord set ambushes against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, which were come against Judah, and they were smitten. So the Chinese, Down syndrome Chinese, them with the Edomites, the so-called white man, they coming against the children of Judah, the so-called blacks that's in America, descendants of slaves. Now, when you go to 23, it say, for the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. So now, the Lord put an ambush out, you see, because it was time to deliver the tribe of Judah. He put an ambush out for Moab and Mount Seir, utterly to slay and to destroy them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, you see the Moab destroyed Seir. Everyone helped to destroy another. So they pretty much, he set an ambush so the Chinese can blow up the so-called white man or the so-called red man the Edomite. And so it's the same situation. He's going to get them to either the Chinese to attack these Edomites, or the Edomites to attack the Chinese, and then the Russians gonna want to join in. That's where you get the Ezekiel 38, where it talks about he gonna drag these Russians by the jaws and drag them into the fight, and all of their allies gonna follow suit. Because the Russians got a lot of allies, because they the twin brother of these Edomites over here in America, but they on a different side. They on the opposite team. They've been warring against each other. And so that's what's going on with this Chinese American conflict. It's just to let Moab start the ambush on these Edomites over here that got us in captivity. Because a lot of us is not in Russia. They don't even have a large population of the Israelites in Russia like that. There's some probably scattered over there, but there's not a lot of them. So the main focus is these Edomites over here. That's why the UFOs always is seen over here in America. And this is where the bulk of the Israelites are. Now, it's and how it's going to happen. It's just like 2Chronicles20 and 24. That's how it's gonna go down. But when you connect and see how this going, when you go down to 26, all of this is how the Valley of Jehoshaphat came to play. Because they, first of all, the Moabites and the Chinese and the white man, the Moabites and Mount Seir, the Edomites, they was coming at us, just like they coming at us now. And he put an ambush out for them and made them fight each other. So once he made them fight each other, then the key part of that is the king of Israel was Jehoshaphat. You see, so Jehoshaphat was the king of Israel, and the Moabites and the Chinese was fighting each other. And so the valley of, when he say he gonna gather the nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, these people are initiating that operation. All the nations is gonna go into the valley of Jehoshaphat for the great war, but these Moabites and these Chinese gonna spark the operation off. See, they gonna get the thing going. And that's why you had all of that combined in itself. When these two came against Israel, Jehoshaphat was the king. So it was only fitting that in the final finale, they was gonna fight in these Moabites and these Edomites is gonna start the war, so they can go all the nations can go fight in the valley of Jehoshaphat. So it's all like connected. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Death to America, death to these red dragons. Shalom.